Mystery Flesh Pit National Park was a place of otherworldly appeal. It not only informed the public of one of the world's greatest natural mysteries, it also contained life forms found nowhere else on the planet. Unfortunately, for anyone wishing to visit today, Mystery Flesh Pit National Park is no longer open to the public. Following a well-publicized disaster in 2007, the park ceased operations, and for the last 14 years, this place of natural beauty has been quarantined. Rather than welcome centers and helpful park staff, curious visitors will now find only electrified fences and ominous warnings to stay away. Still, life within the park goes on. Though no human presence remains within the park itself, the ecosystem sustained by the Permian Basin superorganism is alive and well, though the organism itself lies blessedly dormant once more. Those who were fortunate enough to visit the park prior to the 2007 disaster may recall that the superorganism is host to an abundance of other creatures, most of them little understood. Today we'll be taking a look at some of the most famous examples of fauna within Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. Of course, some may consider these creatures to be disturbing, some even going so far as to call them abominations. But like all forms of life on this planet, each of these organisms have their own unique beauty to offer. Now we've come to the main attraction of the entire park, and the reason for its establishment: Imanis colossius, the Permian Basin superorganism itself. Though it was formally described in the 1970s, it's possible that Native Americans were aware of its history long before that. An oral legend from the Caddo people is described as follows. The favor of the Great Spirit rested on the abundant forest, flowers, songbirds, and small animals of these quiet hills. Then a fierce dragon devastated the land, bringing disease and hunger and hatred and greed on the people. The Indian nations pleaded with the Great Spirit to subdue the dragon into a deep slumber, and the might of all the heavenly forces contrived to bury it under the world, where it shakes the earth even today. Unfortunately, despite oral traditions like these and decades of exploration within the organism itself, scientists have only been able to scratch the surface. It is unknown where the organism came from, how long it has been here, and even how large it truly is. In fact, the superorganism's size has been the subject of quite a bit of debate. Surveys suggest that its body extends hundreds of miles horizontally, just beneath the upper layer of the Permian Basin. But just how far down does its body extend? Well, the simple fact is that we don't know. The depth record for a human was achieved in 1979 when an expedition team was able to reach a depth of 19,012 meters, or about 11 miles. At this depth, the anatomy of the superorganism changes drastically, and further human exploration is deemed too dangerous. Unmanned probes have made it slightly farther, but disruptions in communications have made it impossible to continue. This is due in large part to one of the superorganism's least understood physiological aspects: blue tissue. As its name implies, this type of tissue is a soft, blue, non-Newtonian liquid tissue layer located at the farthest known depths of biostrata. Its purpose in the superorganism's anatomy is unknown. It is extremely corrosive, leading many scientists to believe that it may be utilized by the superorganism to break down subterranean hydrocarbon deposits. Still, despite the lack of physical confirmation, it is hypothesized that the pit may well extend into the Earth's mantle, with many scientists suggesting that the organism may be native to the interior of the planet, having merely surfaced to the upper tectonic plates for unknown reasons. Beyond that, very little is known about the superorganism. Even the shape of the creature is a matter of debate, as the known portions of its body exhibit no symmetry or other observable pattern. As far as the internal biology of the superorganism, tissue samples suggest that its body is made up of vascular, respiratory, gastrointestinal, musculoskeletal, nervous, limbic, and integumentary systems that are similar to mammals. Of course, there are also many more systems that have no analogous properties to other organisms, and even its method of feeding is not understood. It's possible that the superorganism undergoes cycles of feeding and dormancy, or it could be sustained by the breakdown of subterranean hydrocarbon deposits facilitated by the previously mentioned blue tissue. And though we don't know how far the organism extends into the Earth, what we do know seems to indicate that it is at least several 100,000 years old. But does that mean it's a mature adult or a juvenile? For now, questions like these are little more than complete speculation. And though it's lay dormant beneath the Earth for thousands of years, the incident in 2007, which caused the death of so many, may indicate that a resurfacing of this colossal organism is only a matter of time.